Are you trying to choose between Malarkey and GAF shingles for your roof? Do you need guidance on which one to go with? In this video, I'll give you the honest facts about which shingles would be better for your home so that you can make the right decision for you. So yes, we are Malarkey Pro certified installers. However, in this video, I'm going to attempt to stay unbiased and just give you guys the good and bad sides of both shingles and just state the honest truth about my experience with GAF shingles and Malarkey shingles. From an installer's perspective, one of the key differences between installing a Malarkey shingle or a GAF shingle is the Malarkey's nailing zone is going to be a lot wider, giving the roofers more of a target to aim for as they're installing all those shingles on the roof. It also has a tapered shim on the back side of that nailing zone, so that way, as long as they hit it in between those lines in that nailing zone, they're going to hit the double lap and make sure that that shingle is installed properly. One of the most reoccurring issues that I've noticed as of late is when I'm out doing an inspection on a homeowner's house, and let's say the roof is less than 5 years old, they're already starting to notice shingles sliding down or completely missing from their roof. And oftentimes I've noticed it is a GAF shingle. Now this doesn't necessarily mean it is the shingles itself's fault. More so it could be an installation issue. But that's just one thing I've noticed is on a lot of these newer roofs, these homeowners are starting to already have issues with shingles sliding down, missing shingles, and it's nothing wind related. It just has to do with the shingles and or the installation of those GAF shingles. So on the flip side with Malarkey, I haven't noticed any reoccurring issues and haven't had any homeowners who have recently put on a new Malarkey roof have any sort of those similar issues. And I think one of the main reasons is because of that wider nailing zone and making sure that when the roofers are installing those shingles, they're hitting that common bond area and making sure that those shingles are installed properly. And as far as algae resistance goes between Malarkey and GAF shingles, if you guys ever looked up on a roof and you've seen those dark streaks coming down those shingled roofs, that is algae, and that's what we're referring to when we're talking about algae resistance for these shingles. Now both GAF and Malarkey have good ways to protect against that algae buildup. Now one thing is with GAF and with Malarkey shingles, what gives it that algae resistance is those copper coated granulars within the shingles. So with Malarkey being a polymer-modified asphalt shingle, since we live in Indiana, we get a bunch of seasons. We get hot, cold, so there's a lot of expansion and contraction on the roof. What that polymer-modified asphalt does is it's more of a rubberized shingle, so it expands and contracts with the weather and does a much better job about holding on to those granulars versus an oxidized asphalt shingle such as GAF, where over time it'll get more brittle, it'll get hard, and it'll lose those copper coated granulars that protect your roof against the algae. When it comes to the look and curb appeal of your home, people in my experience tend to prefer Malarkey unless there's a specific color that Malarkey doesn't have. Then they may want to go with a GAF shingle. But one good thing about that Malarkey shingle is just that granular retention. Malarkey tends to hold the granulars over time a lot more due to that polymer modified asphalt, and what gives the asphalt shingles their color is the granulars. So over time, since Malarkey will hold on to those granulars more, it'll extend the life of that color of your roof for much longer than a typical oxidized asphalt shingle will. So when it comes down to the price difference between a GAF and a Malarkey shingle, Malarkey will always tend to be a little bit higher depending on what lines you go with that Malarkey shingle or with that GAF shingle. But in my experience, you're getting a much better product for the cost. So if this is a house that you're wanting to stay in for years and years, if it's your forever home, you may want to go with a Malarkey shingle. And if you're trying to be more cost effective and you're not planning on living in that home forever, then GAF may be more of an option best suited for you. in regards to total installment price between a GAF shingle and a Malarkey shingle, if you're looking at both of their middle of the road shingles, they're both standard shingles for Malarkey and GAF. Malarkey will typically run about $2,000 to $3,000 more than a GAF roof. However, with that additional cost, you are getting a better product. So in regards to warranty claims between GAF and Malarkey, we have installed quite a bit more Malarkey than we have GAF, but in regards to the Malarkey warranty system, we haven't had to make any claims, and the same goes with the GAF shingle. So at this point, if you're still trying to figure out which shingle is going to be the best fit for you, a Malarkey shingle or a GAF shingle, well, in my experience and opinion, the homeowner who's best fit for a Malarkey roofing system is someone who's okay with spending a little bit of extra money to get a higher quality product, and a homeowner who is planning on staying at that home for the foreseeable future if it is not already their forever home. The homeowner who GAF is the best fit for is someone who's just trying to keep it a little bit more cost effective. They don't want to spend that extra money to go up to a Malarkey shingle. They're just wanting a new roof on because maybe they're just trying to sell the home. Maybe they're not going to be living in that house for a very long time. They know that they're moving in 5-10 years, whatever that may be. I believe at that point the GAF shingle would be the better route for that homeowner. If you'd like to talk to an expert about giving you the right new roof for your home, please give Hoel Roofing a call at 765-561-4023.